That's James's dinner for today on the big plate. It's a sandwich and some carrot ginger juice. I'm having a salad with some of the carrot pulp and soup, and we're going to talk about relay and anemone. So,
wow, talk about a big platter of a plate, eh?
yeah.
That's amazing. And you found it around? Is that what you said?
Well, we got it from the
oh, that's right.
the thrift store for $1.
Well, that's like they're giving it away.
So,
huge thing.
I'm going to eat this first, and I'm going to mention that my tip of the day is green dishes. Apparently,
They make you
red
less...
will stimulate your appetite,
Yep.
and green will do just the opposite.
Well, there you go.
So if you find that, like what I tend to do, and you've seen me, if you watch my show, I have this big bowl that I like to eat salads out of, and frankly almost anything out of. I love that size of a serving. And I'm trying to diet right now, and honestly I don't think I would have put less salad into that bowl, and I don't think I would end up eating less salad.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to put on weight if you're just eating salad. That's a pretty lean looking salad. It's not
I put avocado on it.
Yeah, well, that still looks lean. In other words,
I put half an avocado on it.
You're going to be getting goodies with that avocado, whereas if people are putting mayonnaise, or I guess you get goodies out of cheese. Calcium's important, but yeah, it's probably better to get calcium from certain forms of veggies are high in calcium.
But James has almost all the same sort of things
just
that I have on his sandwich. So what I did is I made a grilled cheese sandwich for him, because he's been eating grilled cheese lately.
Yep.
But I made it open face, so I just put both pieces of bread down, put the cheese on, and then melted it in the pan.
Now as it stands, I'm putting the onion. I think I put all the onion into this soup. I think the yam.
I didn't put onion in my salad because onion
it's
has
hard
not been
on
doing well.
It's
with me.
really rough on you.
Yeah.
It's not hard. It's.
And I didn't put cauliflower or pomegranate arrows or Brussels sprouts in James's sandwich.
Yeah, I see that.
And
Pomegranates
I didn't put
amazing.
tomatoes on my salad, so I guess it is a little bit different. So, but the soup's the same today.
The salad looks awesome. When you put avocado on salad, it really livens it up. Same thing with, although it's a different effect with the pomegranates.
Yeah.
I figure you could add pomegranates to a myriad of dishes and make them better.
What I've said before is, what I think actually helps me reduce my serving size is using smaller bowls and plates. So I'd recommend that you drink that juice before the soup, because it's carrot ginger. And though there's not very much ginger in there.
Ginger's amazing.
Yeah,
You'll probably see steam coming out of my ears.
Yeah. But that will be a diet tip of another day, because I've already given you that tip today. But the ginger, I had half a cup of it this morning, juiced.
You're still burping it up?
No.
Okay.
It stayed down right away. But for a little while, I was feeling a little bit nauseated, because some of the strong things that there you go.
Woo-wee! Yeah.
And that's not even very much ginger I put in.
I know. Still got my socks on, so it didn't quite knock my socks out. Wow.
But yeah, I think it's something like you burn an extra 5 calories if your meal has ginger in it, or something like that.
Is that true?
I think so. You can look it up.
Frankly, I'd rather work it off by exercise, but...
Yeah, well... Yeah, a little ginger goes a long way.
Yeah, it's going a long way with me.
All right. Well, let's talk about relay.
It feels like a marathon right now.
Yeah, James and I
I'm going to have to save.
watched that last night.
Relay, yep.
Yeah. And it was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, or even at the start.
There was a twist.
It was kind of slow.
And I didn't see the twist coming.
I kind of suspected.
You did.
Kind of, but
well,
I was just going.
Kept happening,
like, yeah, I know. Like, why are things happening the way they are? Right? Things aren't quite working out the way they're supposed to. Why?
Mm-hmm.
But you kind of have to take my word for it, or you don't have to, because I never articulated my suspicions. So
no. But anyway, so James had his choice between these two last night, and he said something like, I don't want to watch something that takes itself too seriously, or something like that. And he didn't want this one. That's why he chose this one.
Yeah, I hadn't even seen the cover, but you told me something about what
I did not tell you anything about it.
So you just said it looked, to yourself, it looks a little serious?
I didn't say that. You said that. You thought it looked too serious.
Maybe
because that's what you said.
Okay,
when you saw the cover or something.
I can't even remember seeing the cover, but did I read it right?
This one. And you did. I had a hard time. Like, I watched this while I was exercising, and while I was seeding the tomatoes so that I could put the tomato juice into the soup and save the seeds. And save the tomato flesh for making the salsa. It's what I've been doing. So, I got my exercising done, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Taking itself too seriously. So
what's the kind of idea without giving away the ending?
Irish Catholic politics. So involving priests and involving terrorism and.
Too many priests were involved in terrorism is absolutely shameful.
Well, priests weren't involved in terrorism in this, but the after effects of people having dealt with the priests or whatever. They're then blaming it on the priests.
Oh, that sort of stuff, like
their terrorism.
Priestly abuse or something?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
well, yeah.
I don't know. Or anyway, it was just not for me. So, if it had been based on a true story and something, we've been liking the true stories lately.
I think I generally
and I think we
prefer
generally
stuff
do
that way.
Anyway. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, if it's a mystery, I like it, whether it's true or not. But anyway, so I'm not going to talk anymore. I think James probably has something to talk about. What do you have to talk about, James?
Oh, relay.
Oh, relay. Okay, go ahead, talk about relay.
So I guess the hero of the story is named Ash, right?
Oh, uh-huh.
I knew a guy called Ash. Took a course with him. It was short for Ashraf. Now this guy's name is Ash is short for, didn't quite catch it, Ashara or something like that. Anyway, the guy looks very Middle Eastern. He looks almost so Middle Eastern. He looks almost Jewish. That's a bit of a joke. Huh? Most Jews tend to go to the wider, but facial features similar. Same thing with Osama bin Laden. He looked quite Jewish, except a little bit darker skin. So. Which kind of gives the lie to the whole idea that Jews are European. The commies were telling that going way back now. Even got at least one Jew, Arthur Koestler, to buy into this weird idea floating around. Way back when, probably still floating around that Jews in Europe were descended from converts to Judaism. The converts, I think, were supposed to be Turkish. They ended up centering
Interesting.
somewhere the mouth of the Volga River, so over the Caspian Sea. They're not the Avars. I've kind of forgotten the name, Ajars or something like that. And Arthur Koestler wrote a whole book about it. Jewish extraction. Big trouble is, some Jews made it to Spain. They were kicked out of Spain, 1492.
Well, that shows how little I knew about Judaism, because I didn't think you could really convert to it.
They did. I don't think they went to the Jews and said, hey, you want to join the group? Apparently, one of the leaders of this, they would have come from, possibly from far afield of Siberia. It's generally where the Turkic people come from, originally. But they were looking around for kind of a civilized religion and it was their point of view, not my point of view, civilized, to convert to. Apparently there were something like 3 candidates. One was Christianity, one was Islam, and one was Judaism. And they picked the second best. Generally, I think Christianity, at that point in time, maybe it wasn't that good, has proven to be better. Another two. I don't really see, I don't see Christianity as being Judaic, although it was founded by a Jew and initially propagated by Jews. Paul, for example, St. Paul, Catholics and others. Peter, his real Jewish name is Simon. Peter's a Greek name. Paul, that's not a Jewish name, but his original Jewish name was Saul. They adopted a Roman name, which means little. Peter means rock in Greek. I think it's those folks that converted to Judaism were swallowed up basically by Muslims moving in, stuff like that, other Turkic people moving into that area. The Tatars, for example. The Tatars ended up kind of Crimean Tatars until recently. And then Tatars on the middle reaches of the Volga, so north of where these converts of Judaism came from. But that's originally, like before there was a Russian Empire, the Turks conquered the Russians. Turkic kind of people, not Turks, strictly speaking, but Turkic kind of people. They made them into tributaries, paid taxes at one point or another. Tribute tends to be a one-time tax, where you pay a conqueror or raider money to kind of leave you alone, not kill you, not rape you and or your woman. So yeah, you know, like I followed the movie and all this sort of stuff. But it turns out, I'm not going to do a spoiler alert, but pretty well every white person, especially every white person, is a bad person in this. And here's this guy who looks very Middle Eastern. Something that seems like a Middle Eastern name. He's the good guy, you know, and I gather.
But is he really?
Well, better than.
I mean, he has this business where people who wanted to be whistleblowers,
Yeah.
and then
decide-
decided not to.
Yeah. Then they can get their
Could
slate
get
wiped.
the,
and,
yeah, exactly. Could have an intermediary person deal with the company that they were going to whistleblow on or whatever, and so they then end up keeping quiet, and everyone's happy. What?
Well, it could be looking at it that way. Oh, sorry. I thought you finished. But everyone in this show is not very nice. Anyway, I've never heard of such a thing. It's someone just making stuff up out of thin air. But yeah, I'm tired of white folks getting stereotyped in certain types of movies. Mix and match, he'd say. Especially white males, adult males, heterosexual males. But yeah, there's all sorts of stupid Vin Diesel movies and so on and so forth. Like going the other extreme or whatever doesn't help things out. It just hardens the lines and so on and so forth. I'm not interested in that kind of garbage. It's got people mixed up about things. So I know one professor who was pontificating to me, a chemistry professor of all things, retired, saying he was more scared of militias than he was of Muslim terrorists. I went, what? You know, Bert, and yeah, militias in the United States maybe do 2/3 of the terrorism in the U.S., but 1/3 is done by Muslims. Militias represent over 50% of the population. The Muslim terrorists represent, I think it's under 5% of the population. They're overrepresented by 6 times or so. So per capita, Muslim terrorism is far, far, far more violent than the terrorism representing other people or misrepresenting other people. People get all sorts of weird ideas watching stupid movies and stuff like that. Islam is a very dangerous belief system. And as is fascism, as is Nazism, as is communism, as is anarchism. That's probably the least dangerous of the ones that I've enumerated there, but all those ones I've enumerated are dangerous, very dangerous. Now, some people who subscribe to communism, they just sit back and so on and so forth. Same sort of thing with Muslims. The people who sit back, once Muslim, Muhammad had a term for them, he called them hypocrites. They're the ones who didn't come out and answer his call to fight. He called them hypocrites.
So, I ate the soup first because it was warm and left the salad. Did you do the same thing?
Of course.
Yeah. So it's
because we're out here, it's fairly cool.
So really, you probably think the sandwich will be just tasty and whatever. It's not the
It's going to be awesome. Now I'm looking at the left-hand side, and it's going to be more awesome than the right-hand side. But it's all going to be awesome because there's cheese.
Oh, you're not going to smush them together?
No. I tend to eat open-faced sandwiches. It's just less. I don't have to wash my hands as thoroughly afterwards, stuff like that. So that's just the way I am. I can fit more onto the stuff without, causing a mess. It's just the way I am. But thanks for laying them out that way. She set them up so I could just go like that.
That's what I was thinking you were
if
going
I
to
wanted
do.
to, yeah.
Anyway, all right.
Very good meal. Yeah.
So is that all you wanted to say?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.